Are we live? Let's see who joins us. Just waiting for some people to join. Let's see who wants to come on. Let's see if anyone's joining. Hey, how you doing, bud? I'm just going to invite some more people, see if we can get some more people on. An image here. I've sent an email out, so it's probably going to take a couple of minutes for people to join in. There we go. All right, let's see who joins in. Let's see who joins. It's like my wacky accommodation. Like a massive room. Huge. Just going to wait for some people to join. I've sent an email out and put some stuff out on social media. So I'm just going to be around for about 20 minutes or so this evening. Or well, it's 4 p.m. here. In fact, I'm just going to grab a phone, my charger. Just make sure I don't run out of battery. So well prepared. Oh, there we go. 5 people on. Oh, let's get my seat in there. There we go. I am in Ohio. In a wacky apartment. Wild. 6 people on. Yeah, ask your questions, guys, about copywriting and stuff. About online. I actually want to broaden the topic, actually. We could talk more about building like a one-person online business. Or if you want to talk about copywriting, I'll answer those questions as well. But I quite like talking about one-person online businesses. What do you think about Fiverr, Upwork? You mean for getting clients? Or you mean to be a copywriter to get work on? How to be good at automations? Fiverr and Upwork is good, but you aren't going to become a highly paid copywriter using Upwork or Fiverr just because the gigs are so low. However, I do quite like those 2 platforms for getting your reps in or getting experience with copywriting because you can pick up jobs so fast. You can just jump on there, make your profile, start getting clients. Sure, they won't be massively high paid, but if you want experience and to get paid for that experience, it's a good way to start. How to be good at automations. What do you mean by that? Could you be more specific? Let's see. Good at email automations. I still don't know how to be good at email automations. Do you mean like writing email sequences or what do you mean? Sorry, I'm a bit confused. Yes. How do we get email automations? Become a good storyteller. Learn how to tell compelling stories in email that like link the email sequence together. Understand where your prospects are joining your email list and starting this automation process and like what the end goal is and like whether or not that story or your sequence of emails leads to the outcome. Yeah, ask your questions away, guys. We've got 7 people on now. Boom. We're doing get to like 30 people. That'd be quite cool. You wonder if you drop some more emojis on here. If you drop some emojis in the chat, I wonder if that will show it to more people. I don't know. 9 people now. Let's see how many people can join. Yeah, ask your questions, guys. I'm going to be on for the next 22 minutes, and then I'm going and getting some food. So if you have any questions about copywriting, online income, doing anything online, I will answer it. I'll try to answer it. Is it better to call people or email them when offering copywriting services? Well, I usually start out with speaking to them over a direct message or email, and then I would transition into a phone call, or like some people would call it a sales call. I don't like calling it a sales call, but you're essentially jumping on a phone call with someone to see if your offer is right for them. It's not always going to be right, but you'll find it closing a sale that is above 2K and above, or even like 2K and above. You'll find it easier to jump on a phone call with people and just speak to them like a human being, and you'll close sales way easier than trying to just do it through direct message. How many hours do you recommend a copywriter do outreach? Every single day? Probably. Well, I guess it's probably unique to every single person. I would probably say, me personally, when I was actively looking for freelance copywriting clients, I probably would spend a good hour and a half of my day doing outreach, maybe more. But that was me. I had more time and capacity to do that. If you already have like a commitment, i.e. a 9-to-5 job, that might not be possible for you and a family. But you just do what you can do and aim for like number of outreaches. So like instead of how many hours you're going to sit and do outreach for, just say like, right, I'm going to outreach to 10 people. I was said 9 because I was just looking at how many people are on the live. 10 people, 15 people, 20 people, whatever your number is, just stick to it. Like doing small numbers like that every single day consistently is way better than just having one big blowout and then getting burnt out and not doing any for the rest of the week. Cool, we need some more questions going in here. Do you need a portfolio to start working on freelance sites? No, but you can make yourself a portfolio of work by doing practice copy. So that's what I would recommend to people. So you can like rewrite emails, you can rewrite successful sales copy, and like not claim it as your own as such, but you can use that in your portfolio to say, look, I've written this I've rewritten this piece of sales copy, I've rewritten these emails in a way I think they're better than what I'd originally had. So you can use that as a portfolio piece. Usually when people ask for I think people get hung up on that. Like, so when you're speaking to a client, they don't always ask you to see your portfolio. They just want to know you can do good work. That's why case studies are so important when you're working with clients. All your goal is to do it. When you're doing work with clients, sure, you want to do good work for them, but you need to get case studies from people. That should be your goal. Case studies, because then you can use them as like a flywheel to help you get your next client. How do you build your personal brand as a copywriter? You just build in public, post on social media, start your own email list, like start building your own email list. I would actually recommend everyone has an email list. You have to be posting on social media. That's how you grow a personal brand. There's no other way around it. It's the same whether you're building a personal brand as a copywriter or as something else. Do you recommend having a website or social media account to offer your services? You don't need a website to begin with. I would just recommend building a one-page landing page on Card. So I'll put it in the chat here. You can build one-page landing pages on that for like $19 a year. It's a very good platform. That's all you need to start with. And then maybe in the future, you may want a website, but it's not essential. Social media accounts, you can use your current personal account. You don't need to have like business accounts or something that's specific to your copywriting service. People just want to see that you're a human being. If you need to start earning pounds fast, would you be concentrating on copywriting or something else? I would, yes, because I personally would, because that's the skill set I currently have. So I feel I could go out and get a client in the next like couple of days, no bother. I actually had a coaching call today with somebody, and I was showing him a method which is inside my course, and there's actually a video on the YouTube channel about it as well, actually, about finding clients on YouTube, and just how easy it was to find opportunities. They're literally everywhere, of how you can help someone improve copy on whatever they're doing. And I would always recommend offering insane levels of value to someone before you even ask for anything in return. So instead of just going out and, like, this guy was on a coaching call. I mean, he said he was getting ghosted by people. And I said to him, well, what message are you sending out to people? And he said he was basically asking these people, like, how's your marketing? That was literally his question to them. And I was like, well, of course people are going to blank you, or they're going to say, yeah, it's fine. So I was telling him, like, look, you need to identify a specific problem and solve it for them right then and there. And you can do that with a really simple search on YouTube to find potential clients, and then going into their funnel and finding things that you can fix straight away, and just doing it for them. And that will generally lead to people wanting to take you on as a client. That's literally what I would have done, or that's what I would do. Can you make fake cases? I probably would just say no to that completely. That's a ridiculous question. Do you need to post a lot in your Instagram account to do outreach? Like I said, like, it's a numbers game. It's a volume game. So you want to be doing as much outreach as you can, be it on YouTube, Instagram, cold DM, whatever. It's a volume game. You may want to use Instagram, you want to use YouTube, some other platform. I just recommend YouTube and Instagram. I would actually be more inclined now to use YouTube, just because of the sheer number of educational creators on there who are selling a service or a product. I guarantee if you come across someone who is teaching something in videos on YouTube, they have a product to sell. Like, I post on YouTube because I have a product to sell. Like, if anyone's interested, I will put a link to my copywriting course below. That's there if anyone wants to go and check it out. But how can I get master at writing skills? How can you get better at writing skills? Write every day. Literally write every day. Be it rewriting emails, sales copy that's already proven to work. I used to do a lot of handwriting and copy, so I've got literally like A4 notebooks full of my writing, where I would literally just write out by hand with a biro pen. Successful sales copy. That's what I used to do, and that's what a lot of people used to do back in my day. But now I would probably do it a little bit differently. I'd probably be analyzing things in a little bit of a different way. So primarily I'd still be focused on email copywriting. I just think that's the easiest way to get started, and everything around email copywriting. So whether you find something to fix on somebody's landing page that then leads into someone's email sequence, it's all kind of related. I would be just helping write that and rewrite that. What's the plan for the community inside Zero to Paid? So I was actually working on this today, and for any of you guys who are not part of that course, Zero to Paid is like a standalone course, and it's a roadmap to get you your first few copywriting clients. And it's something I'm constantly adding new trainings and videos to. It's just a course, right? But there's been people that have been asking for two things in there: a community and copy critiques. So like me being able to look at your copy and then give you feedback on it. So I've been trying to figure out a way to build that in. It won't be free for anyone asking. It's going to be paid. It has to be. But what I think I'm going to do is offer a copy critique service and a community off the back of that. So you would pay a monthly fee for unlimited copy critiques from me, and then you would also get access to a community as well. So you could write a piece of copy, you can send it to me, I would take a look at it, make recommendations, send you back a personal Loom video, and so on. That's what I'm thinking. What do you use to write? What you use to write on those days? Can you be a bit more clear, Phil? I'm not sure what you mean. What is the average amount of hours you put in copywriting each day? Well, I write every single day. So most of the time I'll write an email to my list for one. I will write, mainly I will write for my own stuff. I do a lot, most of my writing now is for my own stuff, whereas it used to be for clients' work. I don't do as much client work anymore. I do more like consulting. So like I advise companies like how to do things rather than do the actual writing. That makes sense. Hi Alex, I'm watching your content for a good time now. Cool. Unreal. If you have any questions, guys, put them in the chat. I'm going to be here for another 11 minutes and then I'm going to boost and get some dinner. I should really set this up so I've got like TikTok and Instagram live streaming as well. Do you use any specific software when writing copy? Grammarly, Typefully, etc. So I used to use Grammarly a lot. I don't use it anymore. I use ChatGPT a lot. Again, I don't rely on ChatGPT to write my copy. I use it as a way to, one, check my grammar, check my copy, give me ideas for copy. Like the thing with AI is it's great, but it still lacks the human element. You know, it still lacks human emotion, no matter how good it is right now. And it might get better, but as copywriters, we use that as tools to amplify what we're already doing. That's how I think about that. Hemingway, I used to use that for checking the grading read level of my copy. So I would try and write a grade reading level of like 5 or 6, which is very, very basic. A lot of people fall into the trap of talking too technically to their audience, forgetting that 80% of their audience are complete beginners. They're not on your level or the client's level. You have to back things off and talk in a way that it's easy to understand. This is why Donald Trump is so powerful. If you go and watch any video by Donald Trump, listen to how he talks to people and his audience. He's so clear and it's so clever. It's so simple, but it works. How old are you? I am 33 years old. What is a good pitch for fitness coaches? Well, it depends who you're reaching out to. Like I said, a good client for copywriting is somebody who, one, already has a proven product or service, and two, they have an email list, right? They're the best types of clients because you're coming in and helping them optimize what's already working. Don't work with clients who don't have any of those. It's a nightmare. So what is a good pitch for a fitness coach? It really does depend. But I would go in and see what they're already doing and try and fix something for them and make it better. If you can make somebody else money without asking for it in return, you'll get it in return, if that makes sense. How do you know what claims to make in your sales pages? What like claims as in for my own service or for my own products or for clients, or I'm not sure what you mean. How many emails you should send in the outreach in a single day? I'd be doing as many as you can, 50, maybe more. That's quite on the high end of things. You might have to be less. You might be less than that. I have a question. For a total beginner on newsletters, do you recommend Beehive or Substack? I used to use Beehive, but I've not written a newsletter for a long time. Again, these are all like minutiae questions. It doesn't matter if you use Substack or Beehive. It literally doesn't matter. I actually made a video today, which will launch in the next few days, about overthinking things. That's what that is. How to do a sales call if the English isn't my first language. Become a better English speaker for sure. Hey, just been listening to the stream for a bit now. Where exactly did you study copyright? I'm just curious about your credentials, qualifications to speak on these matters. Well, I don't have any qualifications in copywriting. I don't really think there is any qualifications. Same with credentials. Like I've just been writing for like the past 7 or 8 years. Just self-taught, and that's literally it. I learned through mentors, read books, implemented what I learned. That's it. I never learned it at uni. I don't think there is a course on copywriting at uni. Maybe there is. It doesn't really interest me, but I've just learned through experience, the best way, I would say. For a newbie copywriter, what practice methods do you recommend to be followed? Practice methods do you recommend to be followed? Any frameworks? In terms of copywriting frameworks, there's two frameworks I commonly use in emails and copywriting in general. PAS, which is problem, agitate, solution, and then AIDA, so AIDA. So you've got attention, interest, desire, action. And you'll see that framework used literally in any piece of persuasive writing. What are the skills I need to learn along with copywriting so that there will be no problem working with clients? Sales and marketing. Learn sales and marketing as a whole, and you will learn copywriting through that. How many emails per week you should offer to a client? I've said this a number of times. Start with 3 a week. So you do 12 emails a month for a client. Keep it really simple. They may want more, they may want less, but 3 emails a week is digestible. It's easy for you to keep on top of. Yeah. I don't think he has any qualifications per as. Yeah, I don't even know if you can get qualifications in copywriting or credentials. I'm self-taught. I was a personal trainer and then struggled to get clients with that. So I was in this mastermind that was full of fitness trainers and business owners. And there was a training in that mastermind about copywriting. So I followed it. And that's where I first stumbled on copywriting, learned everything I could about copywriting, applied that to getting clients for my fitness personal training business, then completely fell in love with personal training, left that and went all in on copywriting. That's kind of how I started copywriting. And then from there, just watched YouTube videos like this, read books, paid for mentors, paid for courses, and just, yeah, that's it. Wait, I assumed he was an expert on copywriting. Well, depends what an expert is. I mean, I've been writing for 7 or 8 years, so there is no qualification that says I should or shouldn't do any of this. When you write sales pages for your clients' courses, how do you decide on what claims to make? Well, again, it depends on the course, or depends on what's the offer of the course. You want the headline of the course, or like you want to address the main benefit of the headline, right? It's like what's the biggest domino that you can knock over that will make everything irrelevant or easier to knock over, right? There's a book I think it's called The One Thing. It's a really good book to read, and that's all about that concept. What book would you recommend to read to expand knowledge in copywriting? Breakthrough Advertising by Eugene Schwartz. If you can get hold of a hard copy of that book, it's like gold dust. That book is one of the best books you'll ever learn about copywriting. It's hard to get through, but there's one thing in there you should learn, and that is market sophistication. If you learn that as a copywriter, you will always win. What is your lunch today? I had California sushi today. Sushi for lunch. Wait a minute. You absolutely need a university degree if you want to get a job in copywriting. I have a master's and struggled to get my first job. Well, I don't believe I'm very much against university and college. Unfortunately, that's just my opinion. I don't believe in university at all, and you don't need a university degree to be good at copywriting at all. Copyright isn't something you can just self-teach. Well, I think you'll find it is. Not for freelancer. This only applies to corporate copywriting jobs. No, you can get corporate copywriting jobs like without having degrees or anything like that. I can put money on that and guarantee that. Whereabouts are you based? I'm based up in Edinburgh in Scotland, but I'm currently in Ohio in America right now. Is 6 emails too less to offer for a free trial for a client? I mean, I probably wouldn't even write 6 emails for free for a client. That's a lot. That's a lot of work for you. So is he an expert in copywriting or no? I'm looking for some good people to follow to get into this. Well, For me, expertise is determined by experience in something. Like, it doesn't matter if I have a piece of paper or not that says I am good at copywriting or not. I don't believe in university. I don't think there is a credential or a university degree for copywriting. Correct me if I'm wrong, somebody, but copywriting is persuasive writing, or persuasion through the written word. That you can learn that yourself. You can just go and pick some books up and learn it. I've spent years learning it, and I'm dissecting it for you right now. You can learn from me or not. There's countless other people on YouTube who probably will say the same. How to actually be a good speaker. Speak more. Be a good confident on camera as well. Doing live streams like this or just talking to the camera is a good way. I'm just now getting into copywriting. What laptops have I used to write all the emails, or do I send them as a file? Google Docs, that's all I've ever used. And I send the Google Doc to a client. That's it. How much money do you make a year doing copywriting? It fluctuates between about 7 and 9K a month at the minute. But like, understand that I don't do copywriting as much as I used to. At my peak, it was up towards 10K a month, around 8 to 10K a month. Now, I've said this on previous live streams. All people saying, oh, you can make loads of money on copywriting. Yes. I kept my work very lean. So I had a few clients that I worked with, and that was it. Because all I wanted to do was earn enough money so I could go traveling and race my mountain bike. That's it. There was an option to, I could have knuckled down and made that business massive, but that was more than enough money for me. And I'm just trying to be completely honest with people. 8 years experience finding copywriting. How much money you make copywriting? Is there a book? What I learned about the AIDA framework, the closest thing I read was Robert Collier's letter book. That's a good book. I mean, you can search it on Google. You can literally search the AIDA framework on YouTube, and you'll find loads of videos on how to apply it to what you're doing. Alex, is there any products you recommend about copywriting? I'm about to go to the gym and would love to listen to something interesting. Any podcast recommendations, really? Mike Samuels is a good friend of mine who has some really good stuff on copywriting. Ramit Sethi, I'll put in the chat here. This guy has got some really good stuff on copywriting that you can watch and listen to. Eugene Schwartz, I've actually got some bonus audio content inside my course by a dude called Eugene Schwartz, which is like some rare audio recordings. I've listened to those like hundreds of times, literally on repeat, just while I'm driving places. Obsessed with that guy. Ohio, yeah, the death fan. Do you follow Cardinal Mason? Yes, I do follow Cardinal Mason. I actually like his style. I like how raw and relevant he is. He just doesn't give a fuck. He just says what he thinks. I really do like his style. Some people don't like him. So copywriting easily is written in Google Docs and sending it to your client, but what is the best website to send your copy, like Klaviyo? Well, the client will already have that set up. So they'll already have an email list. They'll already have Klaviyo. They'll already have all this stuff. It's not, in most cases, it's not up to you to send the emails. It's up to the client. You send them in a Google Doc. That's all I've ever done. No need to get defensive. I was just asking for information about other good channels. I'm not getting defensive. I will happily give you answers to anything you want. Brian Dean is really good content. I've never heard of Brian Dean. I might have to go and check him out. As who just starts, how much you ask at email copywriting? Again, I have like a foundational pricing and number of emails to start with, right? And again, this is going to be different for everyone depending on how confident you are with how much you can charge. I would personally start with like roughly an offer that is 2K a month for 12 emails a month or 3 emails a week, right? Now, you're not selling emails, you're selling an outcome here. So whether that outcome is helping a client make more money, helping them with their marketing, saving them time, all these different things. That's what you have to figure out. You need a no-brainer offer. You're not selling emails. You're selling an outcome. And it's usually more money or giving the business more time or giving back more time. Ramit Sethi is so good. He's unreal. I love his. I've bought all his books as well on investing and what's the book? He's got a book that's really good about like investing and like money management. It's really good. He can spell out copy on the spot, saw some videos. Yeah, he's got some really good videos on his channel of like him writing emails, like you watching him write an email in real time. and he talks you through all the different concepts of like what he's doing and how he's doing it. I like that sort of stuff and how he's thinking. How to send emails to an email list? Well, you just schedule it and send them. How much did you charge from brands writing from them email lists? I said before, like $2K a month to start with, 3 emails a week. You don't know Brian Dean? No, I've never heard of Brian Dean. What kind of copywriting expert doesn't know Brian Dean? Now you make me feel inferior. I've never even heard of Brian Dean. The thing is though, like, and maybe I'm different than everyone else. Whenever I've learned copywriting in the past, I've honed in on like 3 or 4 people and followed just what they say to the letter and not been distracted by all this other stuff. So your main person you might have followed could have been Brian Dean. Mine wasn't. Mine was somebody else. If I say, have you ever heard of Eugene Schwartz? Some people will never even heard of him. Same with other names. Here's an SEO content writer. Well, that's why I've never heard of him, because SEO content writing is not copywriting. How to find content writing and copywriting are different. Understand that. How to find my first work for copywriting as a practice, and will you do under my situation if I start copywriting as a beginner? Do tons of outreach. Split your time 80-20 between learning copywriting and doing outreach. Do good work for a client or a potential client. Offering same value for free, and somebody will take you on. When writing 3 emails a week, 12 emails a month, do you do all these emails? Have you seen it different? It's hard to say. Like, it's hard to say whether the email is going to be different. They could be part of a sequence or part of a campaign, or if it's just like not part of a campaign and it is like value-driven emails, you could write an email that targets a different angle every time. So for example, I've done a lot of emails in the past for e-commerce businesses and helping people start e-commerce brands and businesses, right? So what I'm trying to think is, well, what are the barriers I need to overcome for a customer to buy from me? And with e-commerce, it's generally people fearing that they're going to lose their money when they invest it into products, not knowing what product to choose. And what else is there off the top of my head? Supply communication, for example, there's like a language barrier. So I would write an email that addresses all those 3 things. Like one email focused on a different hurdle. And that's how you want to think about everything. Your emails are designed to give value and educate your audience and entertain them as well. And also subliminally overcome barriers to buying a product or service. Do you know KJ Rainey? Is he another copywriter? I think I might have come across him before. Right, I'm going to go, guys. I said I was going to stay until past. I hope this was useful. Is it necessary to close a client? Use a sales call. You can use emails, but I'd always recommend a sales call. How to get paid? I'm not sure what to do if you're in Morocco. But there are useful links below this video if you want to check them out. You can join my copy club, which is free. And there's a course there for 0 to paid if you want to take the next step and join. But for now, guys, I'm going to go and get some food. Any questions, hit me up and drop a comment below this video on anything I didn't answer, and I'll either make a video of it or get back to you. Thanks a lot. This is awesome. Cool. Stoked, guys. Thank you very much for joining. See you in a bit.